You walk through life weighed down by the noise, the relentless chatter of conflict, the endless cycles of reaction, the storms of emotion that leave you exhausted before you've even begun. Drama is a drug, an addictive, high disguised as importance. It seduces you with urgency and clout, promising meaning while stealing your peace. But what if I told you detaching from drama is the first step to building your empire? Because empires aren't built on chaos. They are forged in clarity. The great Machiavelli taught us that power lies not in reaction, but in strategy. Drama is reaction. Drama is the battlefield where the untrained mind bleeds out its energy. It's a trap laid by the ego to keep you small, scattered, and dependent on external validation. When you detach from drama, you reclaim your sovereignty. You stop being a pawn in other people's conflicts and become the architect of your own destiny. But detachment is not indifference. It's not coldness or avoidance. It's clarity. The clarity to see drama for what it is, noise masquerading as substance. Drama demands your attention to survive, but it never offers you freedom. When you refuse to feed the fire, you gain something far more valuable: presence. Presence is your greatest weapon in a world that thrives on distraction. This presence rewires your mindset. It shifts your energy from reactivity to creation. You begin to understand that every moment spent in drama is a moment stolen from your empire's foundation. Syphoria, the intoxication of psychological projection, loses its grip when you root yourself in reality. You stop chasing illusions of conflict and start chasing tangible progress. Belief becomes your compass. Belief not in the chaos swirling around you, but in your capacity to rise above it. When you hold firm to this belief, you no longer get swept away by the emotional tides of others. You become the calm in the storm, the immovable force that shapes the chaos into order. Clarity sharpens your vision. With a drama-free mind, your purpose comes into focus, like a lighthouse cutting through fog. You see the opportunities hidden beneath the surface of noise. You identify allies, not adversaries. You chart a course that aligns with your highest values, not the fleeting whims of conflict. Purpose fuels your discipline. Building an empire demands relentless dedication, not to drama, but to your vision. Discipline is the sacred practice of honoring your goals over gossip, your strategy over spectacle. It's waking up every day committed to the long game, knowing that empires aren't built in viral moments, but in steady, unyielding effort. Action flows naturally from this disciplined mindset. You no longer react, you respond. Every step you take is deliberate, measured, and powerful. You build systems, relationships, and habits that compound over time. Drama is a sprint that burns you out. Empire building is a marathon that sustains your legacy. Gratitude anchors you in this process. It transforms your perspective from scarcity to abundance. When you appreciate the progress, the lessons, and even the setbacks, you cultivate resilience. Gratitude turns challenges into fuel, ensuring that your empire rises stronger after every storm. Adaptability becomes your edge. Detaching from drama frees you from rigid thinking and emotional volatility. You learn to pivot gracefully when the landscape shifts. You innovate not from panic, but from presence. Adaptability ensures your empire is not just built, but thrives amid change. Resilience is the backbone of your ascent. Drama shatters fragile egos. Resilience rebuilds with stronger foundations. You embrace failure as feedback, rejection as redirection, and hardship as a crucible for growth. Resilience keeps you moving when distractions scream for your attention. Learning is the continuous evolution of your empire's architect. You seek knowledge not to justify drama, but to cultivate wisdom. Every lesson deepens your understanding of power, influence, and self-mastery. Learning transforms your journey from chaos into mastery. Detaching from drama is not a denial of life's complexities, but a transcendence of them. It is choosing to operate on a higher plane where energy is invested in creation, not consumption, in building, not breaking, in legacy, not limelight. This detachment does not isolate you, it elevates you. It magnetizes opportunity, draws in authentic connections, and positions you as a leader who commands respect without demanding attention. Your empire becomes a beacon not of noise, but of undeniable presence and power. So let go of the drama that dims your light. Refuse the stories that keep you trapped in cycles of reaction. Build your empire on the foundation of clarity, discipline, and unwavering belief. Because the world doesn't need more chaos. It needs your calm, your focus, your strength. Detach from drama. Build your empire. And watch as everything you desire unfolds with the quiet power of your unshakable presence. In this space of detachment, something remarkable happens. Your energy becomes a force field, no longer scattered by petty conflicts or the emotional turbulence of others. You conserve your power. It compacts into precision. Every thought, every word, every action is measured, deliberate, and charged with intention. This energy magnetizes influence and opportunity, not because you chase them, but because you embody them. Machiavelli understood this well. The greatest leaders wield power through presence, not noise. They cultivate silence as a weapon, creating space where strategy can unfold unimpeded by distraction. Your empire grows not from frenetic activity, but from the stillness that allows deep insight and decisive action to emerge. Syphoria, the intoxicating rush of drama, loses its allure because you are anchored in something far deeper. You no longer need external chaos to feel alive. Your vitality springs from inner mastery. This is the transformation from a reactive participant in life's theater to the director of your own story. Your mindset becomes a fortress, built from belief so solid that it bends but does not break. The belief that you are not defined by others' narratives or the noise of the world, but by the unwavering commitment to your vision. This mindset shields you from the allure of shortcuts and distractions, keeping your focus razor sharp. With clarity as your compass, your vision sharpens into an unbreakable beacon. You see paths where others see dead ends. You discern opportunities in what seems like chaos. Your purpose ignites your discipline, fueling the daily grind with meaning and resolve. Discipline is no longer a chore. It is a sacred act of self-respect and devotion to the empire you are building. Action follows consistent, purposeful, unstoppable. You stop waiting for perfect conditions or approval. You move boldly in the direction of your dreams, understanding that momentum is built in the trenches of perseverance, not the theater of drama. Gratitude deepens your foundation. It anchors you in abundance and fosters resilience. Even setbacks become gifts teachers that refine your strategy and strengthen your resolve. Gratitude transforms the grind into grace. Adaptability becomes your survival skill. Detached from drama, you flow with change instead of resisting it. You pivot with agility, turning obstacles into opportunities. This flexibility ensures your empire endures and thrives in a world of uncertainty. Resilience is your backbone. You rise after every fall, stronger and wiser. You no longer fear failure because you know it is a necessary part of growth. Resilience turns scars into strength and trials into triumph. Learning is your fuel. You remain a student of life, continually expanding your wisdom and refining your approach. Learning keeps your empire dynamic, innovative, and evolving. Detaching from drama is not withdrawal, it is empowerment. It transforms you from a victim of circumstance into a creator of destiny. Your empire is built on this foundation, steady, intentional, unstoppable. So step into this power now. Let go of the chaos that drains you. Embrace the calm that empowers you. Build your empire with the quiet force of unwavering presence. Because when you detach from drama, you claim the throne of your own life, and nothing can stop what you create next. This detachment transforms the way you see power. Power is no longer a commodity to be taken or fought over. It becomes a reflection of your inner sovereignty. It is the calm command of someone who knows their worth and moves with intentionality. Power rooted in drama is fleeting, volatile, and exhausting. Power rooted in presence is enduring, magnetic, and liberating. When you build your empire from this place, your influence expands effortlessly. People are drawn to you not because you seek approval, but because you radiate authenticity. Your words carry weight because they come from a place of truth, not performance. Your actions inspire because they are grounded in purpose, not reaction. You cultivate relationships that nourish rather than drain you. No longer entangled in toxic cycles of drama, you align with those who share your vision and values. These connections become pillars in your empire networks of mutual respect, support, and growth. Together, you create ecosystems of abundance that extend far beyond your individual reach. This empire you build is not just external, it is an internal kingdom of resilience, clarity, and peace. It is a sanctuary where your mind is free from turmoil and your spirit thrives in the freedom of self-mastery. In this space, creativity flows unhindered, innovation flourishes, and your legacy takes shape. Yet the path is not always smooth. The world will test your resolve, tempt you back into old patterns, and challenge your commitment to detachment. But each test is an opportunity to deepen your mastery. With every choice to rise above drama, you strengthen the foundation of your empire. Discipline becomes your daily practice, a sacred ritual of prioritizing your growth over distraction, your vision over noise. It is the quiet force that propels you forward when motivation wanes and challenges mount. Through discipline, you transform ambition into achievement and dreams into reality. Action becomes your language. Thought without action is a whisper lost in the wind. Action speaks loudly and clearly. You move with purpose, making decisions that align with your highest good. You create momentum through consistent, focused effort, turning small steps into giant leaps. Gratitude remains your anchor. It keeps you grounded in the present, reminding you of the abundance already woven into your journey. Gratitude opens your heart, allowing joy and fulfillment to accompany your pursuit of greatness. Adaptability sharpens your edge. You flow with change, embracing uncertainty as a canvas for growth rather than a threat. Your flexibility enables you to navigate complexity with grace, turning challenges into stepping stones. Resilience fortifies your spirit. You embrace setbacks not as failures, but as lessons that refine your strategy and deepen your courage. Resilience ensures your empire withstands storms and emerges stronger each time. Learning fuels your evolution. You remain curious and humble, recognizing that mastery is a journey without end. Through continuous growth, you expand your capacity to lead, innovate, and inspire. In detaching from drama and building your empire, you step into a realm of power beyond what you imagined. You become the calm in the chaos, the steady hand guiding your vision to fruition. Your empire is a testament to the strength of presence, the wisdom of clarity, and the courage of detachment. So claim this power now. Release the grip of drama that dims your light. Embrace the silence that empowers your voice. Build your empire not from reaction, but from intentional creation. Because when you detach from drama, you unlock the door to your limitless potential. And behind that door lies the life you were always meant to live. Your empire begins not with grand declarations, but with a single quiet choice to refuse participation in the petty battles that drain your spirit. It starts when you learn that your energy is sacred currency, not to be spent on illusions, distractions, or the validation of those unwilling to see your worth. This is the crucible where true power is born, when you value your peace more than the temporary satisfaction of drama. With this choice, you reclaim your time, the most precious resource. You no longer bend your schedule to the whims of conflict or the demands of chaos. Instead, you design your days around what cultivates growth, clarity, and impact. Your calendar becomes a fortress, protecting the sanctity of your vision and the momentum of your journey. This sacred management of time breeds exponential results, because when your focus is undivided, your actions become more potent. You do less, but achieve more. You become a master of leverage, channeling your energy where it counts and ignoring the noise that once dictated your reactions. As your empire grows, so does your confidence, not the brittle arrogance of ego, but the steady assurance that comes from integrity in action. This confidence transforms how you engage with challenges. You no longer shrink from obstacles or retreat into self-doubt. Instead, you meet adversity with the calm certainty that every trial is an opportunity to refine your craft and strengthen your resolve. This confidence also rewires your relationships. You no longer tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or draining interactions. Your boundaries become non-negotiable declarations of self-respect. And in doing so, you attract alliances that mirror your values, collaborators who elevate, inspire, and challenge you to ascend. Your empire is not built in isolation, but in the crucible of connection, authentic, purposeful, and grounded in mutual respect. These relationships become the scaffolding that supports your vision, offering support without entanglement, feedback without drama. The architecture of your empire is constructed with discipline as the blueprint and action as the foundation. Discipline keeps you aligned when distractions beckon. Action transforms potential into progress. Together, they build a momentum so powerful, it carries you through uncertainty and doubt. Gratitude infuses this structure with grace. It softens the edges of ambition, reminding you that every step forward is a gift. Gratitude deepens your appreciation for the journey, the lessons, and the people who walk alongside you. Adaptability ensures your empire thrives amid change. You cultivate flexibility, not as surrender, but as strategic agility. You anticipate shifts, embrace new possibilities, and pivot without losing sight of your core. Resilience fortifies your foundation. It is the unwavering commitment to rise after every fall, to learn from setbacks, and to persist when the path is obscured. Resilience turns challenges into catalysts and keeps your empire standing strong. Learning fuels your ongoing evolution. You remain a seeker of wisdom, open to new ideas and willing to unlearn what no longer serves. This commitment to growth ensures your empire is alive, dynamic, and ever expanding. This is the power of detachment, the ability to rise above the noise, reclaim your energy, and build an empire rooted in presence, purpose, and peace. It is the ultimate act of self-mastery and the foundation of lasting success. So now, step into this power. Release the chains of drama. Guard your energy fiercely. Build your empire with the quiet confidence of one who knows that true power lies not in chaos, but in calm. Because when you detach from drama, you don't just survive, you thrive. And your empire becomes unstoppable. This empire you build quiet, strong, and expansive is not defined by the loud applause of the crowd, but by the deep resonance within yourself. It is a sanctuary forged through intentional choices, where every stone laid is an act of self-respect, and every wall built is a boundary against the chaos that once pulled you under. In this space, you find clarity not by adding more noise, but by shedding all that distracts. Your mind, once a battlefield of endless conflict and confusion, becomes a temple of focus and insight. You learn to listen not to the screaming voices of drama, but to the subtle whispers of intuition and wisdom that guide your highest self. This listening sharpens your decision-making, allowing you to discern opportunity from illusion with unerring precision. As your inner world stabilizes, your outer world transforms. You attract resources not through desperate chasing, but through aligned presence. Doors open not because you beg to enter, but because you stand so firmly in your worth that the universe conspires to meet you there. Influence flows naturally, partnerships form organically, and your network becomes a web of genuine connection rather than transactional exchange. This shift is radical because it disrupts the prevailing narrative that success requires constant hustle, loud proclamation, and perpetual conflict. You prove otherwise. You embody a new paradigm. That power emerges from calm mastery, that leadership arises from inner peace, and that empires are built not on drama, but on discipline and devotion. The rewards of this path are profound. Freedom from toxic entanglements, freedom from the exhausting chase for validation, freedom from the tyranny of reaction, wealth not just of money, but of time, energy, and emotional richness. Legacy not just in monuments or titles, but in the lives you touch and the culture you cultivate. Yet this journey demands courage, the courage to walk away from the familiar patterns of chaos that once defined your existence, the courage to face the silence and find strength in stillness, the courage to choose growth over gratification, substance over spectacle. In this courage lies your greatest power, because when you detach from drama, you claim the sovereignty of your own life. You become the master of your story, the architect of your future, and the builder of your empire. So rise now with intention. Stand firm in your peace. Build relentlessly in your purpose, because the world needs your empire. Not the one born of noise and distraction, but the one born of presence, clarity, and unstoppable resolve. Detach from drama, build your empire, and let your life be the quiet revolution that changes everything. Your empire is not just a structure, it is a living organism, growing and evolving with every conscious choice you make. It thrives on the steady pulse of your intention and the unwavering rhythm of your commitment. Each moment, you resist the pull of drama, you reinforce its foundation. Each act of presence, no matter how small, adds to its vastness. This growth demands that you cultivate patience not as passive waiting, but as active endurance. Patience is the quiet power that holds you steady when progress seems invisible, when obstacles loom large, and when the world tempts you to surrender. It is the knowledge that true empires are built stone by stone, breath by breath, decision by decision. In this patient pursuit, you learn to celebrate the process over the outcome. You find joy not only in victories, but in the discipline, resilience, and wisdom cultivated along the way. This joy fuels your momentum, making every step an expression of your deepest values. As your empire expands, so does your vision. It becomes not just about what you can achieve, but about who you are becoming. Your legacy is shaped not by wealth accumulated, but by the integrity maintained, the lives uplifted, and the truths embodied. You become a beacon for others, a living proof that detaching from drama is not withdrawal, but awakening, not escape, but empowerment. Your presence inspires those caught in the noise to seek their own clarity. Your journey lights the path from chaos to calm. And as you continue to build, remember this: your empire's strength lies in your ability to remain centered amidst the storm, to act with intention when distractions scream for your attention, to lead with humility when power tempts you to dominate. This is the ultimate mastery, balancing strength with grace, ambition with compassion, and vision with presence. So continue forward, unwavering. Guard your peace fiercely. Lead with quiet authority. Build your empire from the inside out, because when you detach from drama, you unlock not just success, but freedom. And freedom is the greatest empire of all. Now stand tall in this truth. Your power does not come from reacting to chaos, but from rising above it. Your empire is not built on the noise of drama, but on the quiet strength of presence, clarity, and purpose. When you detach from the distractions that drain you, you reclaim the energy to create a life and a legacy that cannot be shaken. This is your invitation to step into sovereignty, to stop shrinking for others' comfort, and start expanding for your own destiny. To build not just wealth or status, but a fortress of peace that no external storm can breach. The world will tempt you back into old patterns, but remember, the greatest victory is the one won in silence, away from the crowd. The true power is the power to choose your response, to guard your peace, and to build relentlessly toward your vision. So let go of the drama. Embrace the calm. Command your presence. Build your empire. Because when you do, everything changes, and everything changes because of you.